The creator world went absolutely insane when Felix Lengyel, also known as XQC, just signed a contract for $100 million for him to stream for 2 years on the platform Kick. This amount puts him at the 12th most paid talent of all time for one of these types of contracts, making him as valuable as any S-tier athlete, movie personality, or TV superstar. Heck, he's right around the contract level of LeBron. So I thought we should do a fun little exercise to see if XQC is worth every single penny of that contract, given his reach, his impressions, live view count, status, and more. And we're going to break down every single platform to see if he's truly worth $41,666.66 for every hour that he goes live streaming on Kick. And if this is your first time here, hi, my name is Thind. I've been creating for over half a decade. So if you guys like breakdowns like this, make sure to sub for more. XQC is most known for his Twitch streams where he broadcasts over 200 hours per month. And he wasn't just any type of streamer on Twitch. He was actually Twitch's #1 streamer by hours watched for multiple years, making him the very most valuable live entertainment talent in the entire world. Why do I say that? Well, Twitch currently has over 70% of the market cornered when it comes to live streaming. And just to put into perspective XQC's popularity, his very first day that he went live on Kick, the influx of all of his followers crashed the site because Kick had over 50 times the normal traffic. And the craziest part of all is they had over 700,000 new signups. Wait, no, that's wrong. It was actually over 1 million signups in the first 24 hours. In 2019, it cost about $3.52 to get a new user on your app, whether you're on iOS or Android. So we'll put that $3.52 and we'll start it in year 2019. Account for inflation, and we got $4.19 today. So at $4.19 per new user, and we're going to multiply that by 1 million users because that's how many people he brought on board his very first day. So that equals just over $4 million of value. And that's just on the first day. So now let's dive through his YouTube numbers because those are usually pretty easy to quantify. He has over 1.5 billion views since he joined in 2015. Assuming YouTube pays about $8 per every 1,000 views that XQC got, that would mean that XQC's channel is worth $8,000 per every 1 million views he gets. And he actually has over 1 billion views. We know that 1,000 million is 1 billion. So we're going to multiply 8,000 times 1,000. And that's roughly $8 million. We know that he has over 1.5 billion views, and we know that half of 8 is 4. So that means that he receives roughly $12 million for 1.5 million views. Now that's what he's paid by YouTube, but what is he worth? You see, YouTube pays about 55% of its ad revenue with creators. So we're going to do a little bit more math. We're going to take $12 million and we're going to divide that by the 0.55 split, right? Because it's 55%, which means that XQC's channel is worth well over $21.8 million. So to add it all up, we're at $4 million for all of the Kick signups for the very first day. And we're at around $22 million for his YouTube channel for a total of $26 million in total worth so far. So let's talk about his Twitter. He has roughly 1.5 million followers on Twitter, and I don't actually know how Twitter is paying their creators. I don't think anybody knows. But I'm going to guess and say that if he did some brand deals, he could pull anywhere from $500,000 to $1 million a year. Well, how about his Instagram? He has almost 500,000 followers on Instagram. Doesn't look like he's doing too much. He's just kind of posting some selfies and him on his travels and journeys while streaming. Brands actually pay quite well for Instagram, but he's not monetizing anything yet. So I'm going to estimate about $500,000 for his Instagram per year if he decided to do some more brand deals. Now, before we talk about Twitch, I'd like to thank Private Internet Access for being an amazing partner of my channel. Anytime that you're on the internet, whether it's at home or at school or at work, all of your phone and computer data is being tracked, shared, and sold to advertisers everywhere, which is why you get all those crazy ads. Even at work or school, they have internet filters which block your access to your favorite sites for when you just want to chill in the bathroom or on your break, which absolutely sucks because your employer could even see when you're applying for new work and decide to let you go early. PIA fixes all of these problems and more because they give you an encrypted connection, so you can stay secure knowing that your information stays yours. PIA isn't just any VPN. They're ranked the fastest VPN in the world by PC Magazine and come highly recommended by Forbes, the New York Times, Wired Magazine, Lifehacker, Gizmodo, and more. You can put PIA on as many devices as you want. So if you got a phone, an iPad, a tablet, a PC, a laptop, you can put it on all of those. And in just one click, select which server you want to connect to, including all 50 states in the USA and over 80 countries. So now you can watch your favorite Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, and anime shows without being geo-restricted. If you use my link, you get their highest discount ever at over 80% off, making it just $2 a month. And yes, PIA subs get to game with me on the weekends in Discord. So make sure to go check it out at piavpn.com/thind. And if for whatever reason it's not for you, they have a 30-day money-back guarantee. And let's talk about the big one that you've all been waiting for. His Twitch account. As I said earlier, he's actually the GOAT of Twitch. Let me show you what I mean. This is XQC 5 years ago. He was literally streaming on a pile of cardboard boxes, and he had an inflatable mattress. But just 3 years ago in 2019, he was already top 10 at 7th place. In 2020, he was number 1. In 2021, he was number 1. In 2022, he was also number 1. And 2023 isn't even over yet, and he's still in first place. And if you look at his Twitch tracker, he currently averages well over 50,000 viewers, and he also has over 65,000 active subs. He also streams on average almost 200 hours a month. Let's go back to our handy calculator and multiply 65,000 subs times $5 per every single sub average. And that means he is worth to Twitch roughly $325,000. We'll multiply that by 12 months in a year, and he's worth almost $4 million to Twitch just in sub revenue alone. But that's not all. Every single time that XQC goes live, Twitch gets to place as many ads as they like. And that current minimum is 3 minutes of ads or 1 minute worth of ads every 20 minutes. Let's do some math on that. Let's assume that Twitch is paying $10 per every 1,000 impressions. So he actually has 50,000 viewers. We're going to multiply that by 50. He makes about $500 every 20 minutes worth of ads. To get this in hours, we're going to multiply this by 3 because there's 3 times 20 in an hour, which means that every single hour he earns roughly $1,500 just in ads. But as you saw earlier, he streams roughly 200 hours a month. So we're going to multiply that by 200, which means that he earns roughly $300,000 a month. And finally, we're going to multiply that by 12 months to get our yearly, just over $3.5 million on ads alone. But once again, that's not all. Twitch's ad split is also 55% to the creator. So we're going to take that $3.6 million per year and we're going to divide that by 0.55 to find out what he's actually worth every single year on Twitch just from his ads alone. $6.5 million. And this doesn't even include any sort of brand deals or even his personal paid contract with Twitch. But from what we can calculate just on Twitch alone, XQC is worth $4 million just in subs and $6.5 million just on ads, meaning his value on Twitch is at the very least $10.5 million per year. And if we add what his YouTube channel is worth, 21.8, and we also add what he brought in value to Kick just on the very first day alone, which was $4 million. And if we also add his Instagram as well as his Twitter, which we're going to estimate at $1.5 million per year, he's currently at almost $38 million. But obviously, that's just $38 million. How do we get to $100 million in 2 years? And that answer is in Stake. Stake is a betting and gambling platform. Think Las Vegas, but online, anywhere. And Stake is actually the parent company of Kick, and one of the owners of Kick is Trainwreck TV, a former Twitch streamer. And for those of you who don't know Trainwreck, he recently made headlines when he claimed that he made over $360 million promoting gambling on Twitch. To break that down, that's roughly $22.5 million per month just to gamble. And I know that's a ridiculous number, but it's not that far-fetched when Aiden Ross made a similar claim. You see, Aiden also previously streamed on Twitch and he did a lot of gambling content, and he accidentally leaked how much he was making from Stake, which was roughly $4 million a month or $48 million a year. So Kick likely did 2 things. First, they had to beat Twitch's offer. And remember, XQC is the #1 streamer on Twitch. He has the best offer that Twitch can possibly have. And second, Kick likely made a deal with XQC for him to stream gambling while he was live on Kick. And if that shocks you, well, let me show you this. Some news articles came out that XQC was gambling quite a bit. And by a bit, I mean $685 million. Just insane. And where was this gambling done? Well, none other than on Stake. And if you're thinking, wait a second, if he used to gamble on Twitch, why doesn't he just continue gambling on Twitch? Well, just last year, Twitch decided to ban most forms of gambling, including Stake, Rollbit, Duelbits, and Roobet. So assuming that XQC's current worth is anywhere between 30 to 50 million for 2 years, and Kick is willing to beat his current deal on Twitch, and if Stake is willing to pay at least $48 million per year for a smaller size creator to stream some gambling and slots, I think we might just see some gambling streams coming back from XQC on Kick very soon. Obviously, other large creators are seeing that the grass may indeed be greener, especially since Drake himself just did a partnership where he gave over $1 million away live on stream on Kick. And before you ask, yes, he does have a partnership with Stake, and he often does some deals with them where he bets, well, a ton of money on some games. This one's a basketball game. Ninja himself has already streamed on Kick, and even Mr. Beast himself is interested in Kick. Ever since XQC signed with Kick, we've seen a whole bunch of creators express their interest in streaming there as well. And here's the craziest part of it all. I'm guessing that current talent on Kick only stream an average of maybe 80 to 100 hours a month because their contracts are not exclusive. So at 100 hours a month for $50 million per year, that means that XQC makes $41,666.67 every single hour he decides to go live.